I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're good and educated about the show. Click on that merchandise tab. So you can click straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck, well, they're all still available in our online store. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets. As a matter of fact, you can outfit your entire person or your entire home with Renegades of Puck merchandise, and we'd frankly appreciate if you'd go ahead and do so, because we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can currently find us on Threads, and we're trying to build that account up over there. It's a brand new account, so please help us out. You can still find us on X. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. You can also find us on, TikTok. Yeah, we're over there. We're doing that as well. You can find us on YouTube. Please give us a subscription to our YouTube channel. You can find full episodes of Renegades of Puck TV. You can find our previews, our recaps, all of our different analysis segments, our interview segments, and so much more over there at YouTube. You can also find us in the audio world in numerous platforms for podcasts. Just search for Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform today. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several others. Thanks to the Full Press Predators podcast, the Full Press NHL, and Full Press coverage, we have gone from local to global in just the last year, now getting close to 7 million downloads and replays for the year 2023. Looking forward to closing the year out strong, so help us out. Give us a listen to the podcast today. That's the Renegades of Puck podcast. Venmo is how you can support the show financially. Just search Renegades of Puck or scan Venmo, scan the QR code that's currently on your screen. That'll take you straight to our Venmo page. Right there, you can make a financial donation thanks to generous Renegades just like you. Watching and listening right now, we've been able to make significant upgrades over the last couple of years, and most recently, we had to purchase a brand new computer and some new technology behind the scenes in order to keep the operations moving. So thank you so much, generous Renegades, for helping us out. We sure do appreciate it. Again, just scan the QR code that's currently on your screen to take you to our Venmo page today. Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step and Hockey coverage. Believe me, I know it's time for that. So let's get to the goods. It's time for operation number 829. Time for show number 829. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in sixth place in the Central Division after 23 games skated on the season. They have a record of 11-12-0. 22 points has them 10 points shy of the first place Colorado Avalanche. On the road, which is where the Nashville Predators' next game will take place, they have a record of 3-6-0. On the season, the Preds have scored 74 goals. They've given up 76 against. That's a goal differential of -2. Now, I mentioned the Central Division, so let's start and go top down with an update on the latest standings for the entirety of the Central Division. The Colorado Avalanche maintain their position in first place, just finished off a win just a few moments before I came out here to record. They've skated in 23 games on the season. 15-6-2 is their record. They have 32 points. They are 1 point ahead of the Dallas Stars, who have a record of 14-5-3 and 31 points. The Winnipeg Jets are in third place with the record of 13-8-2, 28 points. And the Arizona Coyotes are at 26 points in fourth place. The St. Louis Blues are 25 points in fifth. The Preds have 22 points in sixth. Minnesota is at 18 in seventh. And Chicago, with a record of 7-15-0, has 14 points. They are in eighth and last place in the Central Division. Now, before we get into this individual matchup, let's talk about the Nashville Predators and their upcoming schedule after this next game in Buffalo against the Sabres. Tuesday, they'll be in Chicago to take on the Blackhawks. Back home Thursday for a one-night stand against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Saturday at Toronto. Sunday at Montreal. Back home on December the 12th to face off against the Philadelphia Flyers for the first time this season. Now, the Nashville Predators will be taking on the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo, which means out of the two-game series out of the season, the Buffalo Sabres will now have to come to Nashville, and that will take place on March the 7th. Now, the Buffalo Sabres over in the Eastern Conference, they have a record of 10-12-2, 22 points, is good for 7th in the Atlantic Division. On on home ice. They have an even record of 5-5. They have scored 70 goals in the season. They have given up 83 goals against on the season. That's a goal differential of -13. When we take a look at their most recent sample size of their last 5 games, we go back to November the 24th. It was a 3-2 victory for the Sabres versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. The next day on the 25th, a 7-2 loss at the New Jersey Devils. On the 27th of November, a 5-1 win at the New York Rangers. Not very many teams have done that this season. 11:30, 6-4 loss at St. Louis. And most recently, on December the 2nd, a 6-2 loss at the Carolina Hurricanes. It was Comrie getting started at 29 out of 35, 6 goals against, and taking the loss. Before we get into the NHL matchup rankings and numbers between these two teams for this game, let me update you on the Nashville Predators injury situation. Tommy Novak is still on injured reserve. Glass is still on injured reserve. And add Alex Carey now to injured reserve, going to be out for, quote, a couple of weeks. We'll have to track what exactly that timeline means, but that is not good for the Nashville Predators. 3 of their young players on injured reserve right now. Now, let's get into this matchup. Nashville Predators, Buffalo Sabres, both coming off of back-to-back, so they each team played on Saturday, each team having to travel back to Buffalo. The Sabres were in Carolina. The Predators, of course, were at home against the New York Rangers. So let's take a look with the numbers and the matchup with that in mind, that both of these teams are on the second day of back-to-backs, and both teams had to travel. Goals for category, the Nashville Predators lead in this one, 3.22 per game, 16th best in the NHL, while the Buffalo Sabres are generating 2.92 goals per game. That's 23rd overall in the National Hockey League. In the goals against category, Preds also leading in this metric, 3.30 given up per game. Not pretty, but 19th in the NHL is better than 24th in the NHL, is what the Buffalo Sabres are, giving up 3.46 goals per game. In the shots for category, the Preds lead in this one as well, 14th in the league, generating 31.3 shots per game on net, while the Buffalo Sabres are only generating 28.8 shots per game on net. That's 27th overall in the NHL. In the shots against category, now the Buffalo Sabres are ahead in this metric, only giving up 29.9 a game. That's 12th best in the league. Preds giving up 30.2 is 14th. When it comes to the special teams and the power play, the Nashville Predators lead in this particular metric. 19.4% is their conversion rate. That's 18th best in the NHL. 18 out of 93 is the raw data. The power play for the Buffalo Sabres converting at 14.1%. That's 25th overall in the NHL. They've converted 10 out of 71 opportunities. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Buffalo Sabres lead in this particular metric. 81.3% kill rate is 13th best in the league. They've given up 15 power play goals against in the season. The Nashville Predators, though, 73% kill rate, is rated 29th, and they have given up 20 power play goals against on the season. Now, we'd like to take a look at the top 5 scores for each team and individuals. So let's start with the home team, Buffalo Sabres. Middlestat leads the team in scoring with 5 goals and 16 assists for 21 overall points. Dahlin at 5 and 15 for 20. Peterka 10 and 8 for 18. Skinner 10 goals and 8 assists for 18 points. And Tuck 8 goals and 9 assists for 17 points. Over on the Nashville Predators visiting side, that's right, the Predators have been home so much recently that I've just gotten used to them being home. They're on the road in Buffalo. Philip Forsberg still leads the team in scoring. That's a fact. 12 goals, 15 assists. Both of those lead in both of those individual categories. 27 points, of course, leads the team overall. O'Reilly now with 11 goals on the season, 10 assists for 21 total points. The captain Romaniossi's at 5 goals and 12 assists for 17 points. Nyquist 3 and 14 for 17. And Luke Evangelista 3 goals and 10 assists for 13 overall points. Because both teams played on Saturday, a expected goaltending matchup is UC Saros going in net for the Nashville Predators at 8-10-0 and 8.95, save percentage at 3.17 goals against average. Lukanen is 6-4-1 at 9.05, save percentage at 2.86 goals against average. Comrie got the start and took the loss in Carolina on Saturday. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators at the Buffalo Sabres. It's the first back-to-back of the season for the Preds, the first of many coming up. As a matter of fact, the schedule is quite compressed in the month of December for the Nashville Predators, the most difficult month that they will have on the calendar in the schedule, and it is not going to be easy, facing off against the New York Rangers at home on Saturday afternoon and then traveling into Buffalo for a Sunday late afternoon, early evening game against the Sabres. But that's got you all set up for that game. That's the preview. Now we've got to recap what happened with the New York Rangers. It's called the Reverse Sports Full Game Recap, and it's coming up right after this.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to December the 2nd of the year, 2023, when the Nashville Predators were closing out the regular season series with the New York Rangers, welcoming them into Bridgestone Arena for the one and only time this regular season. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Parson, and Evangelista, Trennan, Sissons, and Smith, Foodie, McCarron, and Tomasino. Your defensive pairings are McDonough, Yossi, Luzon, and Fabro. Stastny, recent call-up, and Shen. Carrier out injured week to week. Lankinen gets the start in net on home ice. So back to the traditional 12-6 alignment for the Nashville Predators from forward to defenseman. We are 1:48 into the first period. Igor Shesterkin coming up with a save on Colton Sissons' first shot on goal of the game. At 2:33 of the first period, Shesterkin coming up with another save on Foodie off of the rush. McCarron crashing the net hard. 4:05 into the first period. Lankinen coming up with a save on Gustafson's backhand with the top of the mask. At 5:08 of the first, it's Shesterkin coming up with a save on McDonough. But at 6:19 of the first period, the Nashville Predators are breaking through on Ryan O'Reilly's 11th goal of the season. Gives the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead here in the first period. It's Foodie's pass across to O'Reilly. He got the puck over the blue line, delayed to try to hold during the line change. O'Reilly first over the boards, goes straight to the net and gets rewarded with the pass from Foodie. Goes blocker side for the finish on Shesterkin. O'Reilly, his 11th goal of the season. 6:45 of the first, Shesterkin comes up with a save on Nyquist. 9:21 of the first, Lankinen comes up with a save on Gustafson. 9:34 of the first period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Nick Bonino's deflection. Of course, that guy always goes to the hard areas. 10:31 of the first, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Jimmy Vesey. At 11:22 of the first period, Igor Shesterkin comes up with a save on O'Reilly from the low circle. O'Reilly looking for his second of the period. 11:24 of the first period. It's going to be Shesterkin coming up with a save on the Captain Romagnosi plus Philip Tomasino's follow-up ×2 on the rebound opportunities. 12:50 of the first, it's Lankinen coming with a save on Lafreniere. At 4:15 of the first period, it's Barclay off the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Stastny, the first penalty of the game. Shesterkin comes up with a save on O'Reilly's deflection. Sissons is bringing the jam on this play. The Captain Romagnosi would convert on this power play with his 5th goal of the season. It was a wrist shot from the slot off the post, and in both goals coming from similar areas and shooting in the same area as well. Yossi was given so much time and space, he carried the puck to the middle of the ice and just picked the shot that he wanted, and it was a good one. Nashville Predators have a 2-0 lead over the New York Rangers on home ice now. Very tight last couple of minutes of this period, the last several shifts, where the Rangers rebalancing the ice. The Predators had just run all over the Rangers throughout the first 15 minutes of this game, but the New York Rangers definitely evened things out here towards the end of the period. The Predators do outshoot the Rangers by quite a bit in the first, 17-8. We move into the second period, see how the New York Rangers would regroup, and just 31 seconds in, it's Trouba getting his second goal of the season, captain of the New York Rangers. Trocheck makes the pass from behind the net and catches Lankinen looking the other way over his shoulder, as Trouba had plenty of net to put the puck into. That gets the Rangers on the board. Preds do still lead 2-1 on home ice. 1:56 into the second period, Lankinen coming up with a save on Wheeler. 2:42 of the second, Lindgren's off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Sherwood would hit the crossbar with a glorious scoring opportunity from the slot area. 5:15 of the second period, Shesterkin coming up with a save on Ryan McDonough. 5:58 of the second, Lankinen comes up with a save on Panarin's backhand off of the rush. He kicks the toe all the way out and gets full extension to make this save. At 6:50 of the second period, it's the Nashville Predators going to the box. Too many men on the ice. 2 minutes right here for the Nashville Predators. Tough break right here as Shen jumps onto the rink as the puck is being played over towards the bench area. The Preds are going to be shorthanded, but it's Colton Sissons doing the work, coming up with his 7th goal of the season. Shorthanded breakaway, goes glove side for the finish. That's Colton Sissons' 3rd shorthanded goal of the season. Out of his 7, he has 3 shorthanded goals. It's like what Jankowski did last year for this Nashville Predators team. Sissons now 7 goals on the season, gives the Preds a 3-1 lead, but they have to go back to work on the PK, and that's where Lankinen's coming up with a save on Wheeler, then another save on Panarin as the power play is expiring, or just after it expires. Kreider puts the puck in the net, his 14th goal of the season. He batted the rebound out of midair. Just the absolute most incredible hand-eye coordination right here. Tipped the puck up in the air in the first place, then knocked it out of midair and perfectly into the net. There's nothing anyone can do to stop a play of that much skill. The Predators still lead 3-2 thanks to that Sissons shorthanded goal, but the New York Rangers come away with the power play goal. 9:03 of the second, Parson goes off the box, 2 minutes for boarding on Nick Bonino, and it's Vinny Trocheck scoring his 6th goal of the season. It was a slot redirect just to the top corner. It was just top-level execution by the New York Rangers across the board on this power play. 3-3 hockey game midway through. 10:28 of the second, Lankinen comes up with a save on Brodzinski, the 10th shot on goal of the period for the New York Rangers after they only had 8 in total in the first. 13:42 of the second, Lindgren's off the box, 2 minutes for high, sticking Shesterkin comes up with a save on Forsberg. Rebound goes off of the post after hitting Shesterkin's glove at 15:49 of the second. Shesterkin comes up with a save on Fabro. 17:46, Shesterkin comes up with a save on O'Reilly's deflection at 18:18. Shesterkin comes up with a save on Nyquist. The Preds trying to rebalance the ice after giving up that 3rd goal to the New York Rangers. A huge scrum at the 20-minute mark of the final whistle. It took quite some time to get the players separated off the rink, but no penalties were called during the exchange. So we hit the end of the second period with the score at 3-3 and the New York Rangers being outshot by the Nashville Predators 27-18. We flip over to the back of the sheet and we go to the third period. Even hockey game, 53 seconds into the third period. It's Igor Shesterkin coming up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi, at 2:24 of the third period. It's Cully off to the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. Shesterkin comes up with a big save on the captain, Roman Josi. Then another big save on Colton Sissons' deflection in the slot area. Great job by Colton Sissons getting to the hard area at 5:10 of the third period. It is Lindgren with his first goal of the season. It is a long shot off of the defenseman, Jeremy Lauzon. We've talked about this so many times this season. The Nashville Predators have fallen victim to long shots hitting their own players. Friendly fire in front of the net, putting the puck past Lankinen, giving the New York Rangers their first lead of the game. The Rangers were down by a score of 2-0 and 3-1, and now lead 4-3. We are at 6:20 into the third period now, and Shesterkin's coming up to save on O'Reilly at 9:39. Shesterkin's coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista, and you're going to be hearing this several more times. 10:48 of the third period, Shesterkin comes up with a save on Ryan McDonough at 11:56 of the third. Shesterkin comes up with another save on Josi. Shesterkin gets to take just a brief break because at 13:11, Lankinen comes up with a save on Jimmy Vesey, and at 13:49, Lankinen comes up with another save on Cully. At 15:40, the Preds, though, back on offense, and they are just all over the New York Rangers here in the latter part of this game. So at the 15:40 mark, we find Parsonen. He can't tuck or jam the puck in at the post. He had Shesterkin down and beaten and just could not get the puck to go. Multiple defenders down on the ice trying to help their netminder Shesterkin, and they did just enough. Nobody got caught for a penalty for closing hand on the puck or anything like that. So Parsonen, with a glorious opportunity to tie the game up, just could not do so. At 16:26 of the third period, Shesterkin coming up with a save on Colton Sissons. 16:33, Shesterkin comes up with a save on Nyquist. Great deflection at 17:58 of the third period. Shesterkin coming up with a save on Sherwood, with the extra attacker and the Nashville Predators absolutely buzzing all over the ice. At the 19:03 mark, we find Shesterkin coming with a save on Josi, plus the follow-up by Nyquist. Keandre Miller for the New York Rangers would hit the post with the empty net, giving the Preds one or two more opportunities to get down the rink, but they would be unable to convert. So as much pressure as the Nashville Predators were putting on the New York Rangers here in the third period, it was Igor Shesterkin absolutely standing like a wall, standing tall, and getting the New York Rangers a 4-3 victory. An impressive comeback. The New York Rangers had already dropped one of the Predators at home against Madison Square Garden. Now they come to Bridgestone Arena and come back from down 3-1 and win this game 4-3 with a goal in the third period, Lindgren's first of the season. So 4-3 is is your final. The Nashville Preds end up generating 41 shots on net to the New York Rangers 27. So the Preds went from 17 in the first to 27 at the end of the second to 41 at the end of the game. The Nashville Preds certainly poured the pressure on the New York Rangers. Igor Shesterkin showed why he is a Vezina Trophy winner. The New York Rangers showed why they are the best team in the NHL at this point in the season. Like professionals, they got themselves down early, and then they found their skates, found their game, and they started playing incredible hockey the rest of the way. They dominated large portions of this game after the first period, and they come away with the one-goal victory. For the Nashville Predators, not all is doom and gloom. You stepped up and went toe-to-toe with the best team in the NHL, and you fell by one goal in the third period. They split the season series with the New York Rangers 1-1. They get 2 out of a possible 4 points from the Rangers. Not bad for this Nashville Predators team. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 10 minutes. We gave you the entire game. Box score, analysis, stats, so much more coming up on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Kevin Lankinen got the start. Kind of a surprise in this one. UC Saros held out and will get the start against the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. But Lankinen gets the home start, gives up 4 goals against on 27 shots. It was not a bad game overall. He was just victimized by excellence. That New York Rangers team just knows exactly what to do around the net. Chris Kreider is one of the best of this generation at working the net front, and the way he tipped that puck into the net, batted out of the air, was just simply incredible. The way Vinny Trocheck redirected that puck from the slot into the top corner. These are plays that are simply tough. For Lankinen, the one you could say maybe on the Trouba goal, he got caught leaning, got caught looking, and left a lot of wide open nets. So on the Trouba goal, I understand why you would want to question that right there. But Lankinen overall, honestly, it was not a bad game, and I say he was victimized by excellence. Playing against the best team in the NHL is not easy. O'Reilly with a goal and an assist, 2 points in this game, 21 points on the season, and this guy just brings the jam. Just missed picking up a second goal, just picks up that goal, driving hard to the net and making things happen. He's everywhere around the net. He's bringing the jam on a consistent basis, and it's great to see Ryan O'Reilly. His quote is that he's having more fun than he's ever had before skating with Forsberg and Nyquist, and he's been around for a while. I'm kind of surprised by that quote, but it seems to be more than lip service, more than just trying to get over with the hometown crowd. O'Reilly really, truly seems to be not only fitting in well, second on the team in scoring with 21 points, 11 goals already through 23 games, but his game seems to have elevated. He seems to have taken a few years off of the odometer, if you will, when it comes to playing for the National Predators team. O'Reilly looks great out there, and I want to continue watching him bring the jam. Colton Sissons, talk about bringing the jam. He scores a goal in this game. It's his 7th goal of the season, a shorthanded goal. His 3rd shorthanded goal of the season. Also generated 4 shots on goal, and you got to give the guy credit for overall strong play. Colton Sissons out there getting the job done. He had 17:43 in total time on ice. He was also the best on the team in faceoffs with 9-5 win-loss record, 64.3% in faceoff winning for this game. So Colton Sissons just continues being the most reliable, the most stable, the most steady Nashville Predators player possibly in franchise history. By the time Colton Sissons retired retires from this Nashville Predators organization, I do believe he will finish his career here. He is going to go down in history for games played and a lot of other different statistical metrics as a very, very impressive and important player. I don't think we stop and give Colton Sissons enough credit. I just paused and did that very thing. The captain, Roman Josi, comes away with a goal in this game. Also, 7 shots on goal, 4 block shots, 26:57 of total time on ice. The captain, Roman Josi, you give him the time and the space, he's going to go ahead and pick his spot and rip his shot, and that's exactly what he did. Power play was jumbled up. The puck was bouncing all over the place. He corrals it, pulls it in, moves to the middle of the ice with it. Nobody moves in to take him out of the play. He rips the puck off the inside of the post and beats Igor Shesterkin. Incredible goal by the captain, Roman Josi, right there. And again, 7 shots on goal. He was around the offense all night long. 4 block shots, also being willing to pay the price, and a lot of time on ice for the captain, as we've come to expect. Philip Tomasino picks up an assist in this game as well as 5 shots on goal. Another strong game for Tomasino since getting back in the lineup, and it's great to see. He has seemed to have found another level, and for the last few games now, it's been consistent. If he can continue this level of consistency, he will remain in this lineup, and there is absolutely no doubt about that. Philip Tomasino been one of the most noticeable Predators on the ice the last couple of games. Got to talk about Foodie. The Nashville Predators going away from the 11-7 alignment of forward to D. That meant Foodie was no longer a healthy scratch, gets himself back in the lineup, and picks up an assist. Looked good in his return. The delay play he made while waiting for the line change was an excellent play. Good high hockey IQ play right there. And O'Reilly, recognizing the play off the bench, knife straight to the net, gets rewarded with a good pass from Foodie. So Foodie, good high hockey IQ and good awareness right there. I would have liked to have seen him get a little bit more ice time, but against the New York Rangers, it's tough to not overdrive your top players. And I think that's exactly what Andrew Brunette did in this game. Stastny, also got to mention him in his return from Milwaukee with Alex Carrier going out injured for a couple of weeks now. Stastny getting the recall, looked just great when he was here before, and he looks like he belongs. That's the highest compliment that I can give a young player coming up in the system. He looks like he belongs out there. Earned a power play for his team against the New York Rangers and makes other really just good, smart little plays out there on the ice. I hope that he's going to get more opportunities to grow and learn with this Nashville Predators team, with Barry obviously being a healthy scratch and looking to possibly be moved, at least looking to talk to other teams about being moved, and Shen being frankly unreliable at this point in the season. It would be great to see if Stastny could come up and seize an opportunity and take one of these spots. That's going to do it for the analysis on this game. With a quick turnaround, we've got to go ahead and get out of this bunker. We got to get you all set up for the Nashville Predators at the Buffalo Sabres, and we got to hear from Stripe Digital before we can get to the box score and close out the show. So let's take a quick break right here. Stripe Digital's up. A couple of our other good friends, guests, and sponsors on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in, Renegades of Puck podcast. When it comes to the good, cold, hard numbers of the box score, O'Reilly picks up a goal in this game. Sissons picks up a goal shorthanded. Captain Roman Josi also picks up a goal. On the assist side of things, Foodie picks up an assist. O'Reilly has an assist. Tomasino with an assist. Trennan picks up one. No assists for any of the defensemen on the Nashville Predators. When it comes to shots on goal, the captain, Roman Josi, led the team with shots on goal with 7. O'Reilly had 6. Tomasino had 5. McDonough had 4. When it comes to block shots, the captain, Roman Josi, led the team again in this category with 4 block shots. Also, Michael McCarron had 3 block shots in this game. Luzon had 2. Shen had 2. Stastny also had 2. When it comes to the physical elements of the game, when it comes to the hits category, it was Luzon leading the team yet again, 6. Nice high number. Again, Shen also added 5. The physical element to his game seems to be coming back, but not much else at this point in time. Smith had 4 hits in this game. Yakov Trenin also added 3 hits, as well as Ryan McDonough. When it comes to the time on ice leaders, these numbers are pretty extraordinary. On the first day of back-to-backs, you would think that Andrew Burnett would have tried to give these guys a little bit less ice time, but he ended up giving them more ice time. Let me tell you what I mean. Philip Forsberg, 23-35. I think that might be his high on the season without a game going into overtime. 22-56 for Nyquist, 22-39 for O'Reilly, and then 26-57 for the captain Roman Josi, and 20-22 for Ryan McDonough. On the special teams power play, Philip Forsberg 5:44 in time on ice, Nyquist 5:40, O'Reilly 5:26, and Colton Sissons 5:44 in total time on ice, while the captain Roman Josi led the Nashville Predators in total time on ice on the power play, 6:17. Shorthanded time on ice, it was O'Reilly at 107, and then on the defensive side of things, you see Luzon at 134 and Shen at 135, and that's going to do it for your shorthanded time on ice. So Colton Sissons, I mentioned earlier, the best in the faceoff dot in this game, 9-5 for a 64.3% faceoff winning percentage. Just a couple other quick things to fall out of the box score. The Preds power play was 1 for 4. Their PK was 1 for 2, but also scored a shorthanded goal. Their faceoff winning percentage was 42.4, so south of winning that battle again in this game. 34 hits, that's a good round number. 16 block shots, 6 takeaways, 15 giveaways. 15 giveaways is a number that's frankly too high. The Predators know they need to clean up that game, especially against a team with the caliber and the quality of the New York Rangers, and that's where we'll wrap these up right here. It's a quick turnaround, so we got to get you all set for the Buffalo Sabres game, so we got to get out of the bunker, and we got to get you moving on. So there's no shame in losing this game to the New York Rangers. You split the season series. You went into Madison Square Garden and gave the Rangers one of their more embarrassing defeats. They've only had a couple of defeats in the entire season, so for them to fall to the Nashville Predators the way they did on home ice was a rather embarrassing defeat. The Nashville Predators did not fall in any way, shape, or form in the same manner as they did when they beat the New York Rangers. The Preds were in this one. Good, strong first period. The Rangers didn't quite have their skates under them. The Preds took advantage of it, built up a lead, but they were unable to hold on to that lead. This New York Rangers team is a solidly built team, and they are not afraid to play from behind. They've come back numerous times. Their previous game just before this against the Detroit Red Wings was a come-from-behind victory. So the New York Rangers are a stacked team. They're loaded. They're the best overall team in the NHL through the first quarter of the season, and they have extremely high expectations on this season. They have championship caliber expectations, while the Nashville Predators would like to make the playoffs, and that would be a great bonus if they're able to do so. But in a rebuild year, they're looking to rebuild. So from a rebuild perspective, looking at this game, I'm not upset about it at all. The Preds went toe-to-toe with the best team in the NHL, and they lost by 1 goal on home ice, and they lost in the third period. The Rangers are a professional team. They were prepared to make that comeback. Once they got their skates under them, they took large control of this game. So for the Nashville Predators, no shame. Pack your bags, get to Buffalo, and come away with a victory against a team that is not the New York Rangers. The Buffalo Sabres are a team that has a record below 500, are 7th in the Atlantic Division. The Preds are 6th in the Central Division. So these are comparable teams with comparable records and semi-comparable numbers. The Nashville Predators need to go into Buffalo, though, something they've not been able to do on the road much this season, and come away with the victory. A road record of 3-6 so far on the season. First of 2 meetings of the season between the Preds and Buffalo Sabres. I'm very interested to see what happens. The Sabres are also a young team in a rebuild, but it feels like they've been in a rebuild for several years now. So for this Nashville Predators Buffalo Sabres matchup, a lot of intriguing and interesting things, and I'm looking forward to getting back out here in the bunker and breaking it down. We'll be in here Sunday night right after the game. Eastern time start for the Nashville Predators will allow us a little bit of extra time to get the recap done and out before we put together all of episode number 830. So no shame in the Preds losing to the New York Rangers. They split the regular season series. They took 2 out of 4 points. They scored 4 goals against the Rangers on the road. They scored 3 goals against the Rangers on home ice. 7 total goals against Igor Shesterkin this season. That is impressive. Again, the Nashville Predators get split. The New York Rangers with only 4 regulation losses on the season. One of those to the Nashville Predators, but unfortunately, not this particular game at Bridgestone Arena. And those New York Rangers fans, they took advantage of the opportunity to come down to Nashville on a weekend and absolutely party and tear the house down. There were a lot of Rangers fans in the building in this one. That's going to do it for operation number 829. Look forward to seeing everybody back in the bunker for show number 830. I am your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for checking the show out. Thanks so much for supporting the Renegades of Puck. Stick taps, love, and respect.